So you just copied and pasted your overview article. You should be back on your topic, and this citation box is still up. We want to click that little X in the corner to get rid of that. And now we need to copy and paste the point and counterpoint articles. Now, in order to make sure that we have this toolbar on the right where we can find the citations easily, we can't really just click these buttons. If you want to copy and paste the articles in that way, that's fine, but it won't give you the citation option. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to type this title, the one that I kind of grabbed. I'm going to type that into the toolbar that's up here, but it won't let me scroll. So I'm just going to go up here and type in point, and I think it was animals deserve the same rights as humans, and hit search. Comes up right away. Okay, I look at it, see related items, animal rights and overview, and the counterpoint. And now I want to copy and paste this article again. So I'm going to come up at the top, copy all the way down, hit Control C, go into a new blank document, hit Control V. Might take a little bit to load because it's kind of long. Then I'm going to hit Control A again and change the font. Just so that you are aware, this is the point article, but it might not necessarily be your claim. So let's say, for example, that you don't believe that animal rights or animals should have the same rights as humans. If you don't believe that, you're not going to label that your point article. Your citation's going to say it's the point article, but if you don't believe that, that's not the point you're trying to make. So let's say that I'm against this. Maybe I don't believe that humans should have the same rights as animals. So I'm going to hit enter, and instead of putting point article, I'm going to write counterclaim, because I'm going to make this my counterclaim article. Okay, so even though this is the point article, when we find the citation, it's going to say point article. If I don't believe this topic that animals deserve the same rights as humans, I'm not going to call it the point article. I'm just going to call it my counterclaim. Okay? So I'm going to use this to address in my third body paragraph where I try to prove this idea wrong. So just because it says point doesn't mean that's the position you're taking. That just means that that's one side of the argument that this place, Points of View Reference Center, made their claim. Okay, this is one side that they're presenting first. So if it's not what you believe, I'm going to go up at the top, and I'm not going to make it my point article. I'm going to make it my counterclaim one. I'm going to write animal rights counterclaim article. Then we want to cite it again. So I'm going to come up here, put works cited, hit enter, and come up back here and click the cite button. Scroll down and find MLA again. You'll notice how it still says point article. That's because that's the actual title of the article. It's not what I necessarily believe based on how I made it in my counterclaim article, but that's what the article is titled. So I'm going to change this, make it so that there's no highlighting, put it back to black font, Times New Roman, size 12. Okay, I have to click the second line, hit enter the first time, tab, then hit the third line, hit enter, go to the fourth line, hit enter. Okay, my authors are Micah Issett and Heather Newton. So I'm going to get rid of the bold, and write Issett and Newton. Because that's whenever I cite this in my third body paragraph, these are the authors I'm going to write about, Issett and Newton. So again, notice how this says point article, but if I don't believe that this is true, if I look at this title and I say, wait a minute, I don't believe that animals deserve the same rights as humans, I'm not going to label that as my claim article. I'm going to label it as my counterclaim. So that's why I put up here animal rights counterclaim article. That way I don't mix myself up. So now it is the counterclaim article for me personally. Okay? What you're going to do next, you'll have to create a new Google Doc all over again. We're going to hit X because it's got the citation. And now we need to do the same thing with the quote counterpoint article. So animals do not have rights. So I'm going to take this title and type it back up here. You can hit Control A and select everything. So counterpoint, animals do not deserve the same rights as humans. Enter. Automatically comes up, animals do not have rights. Check the related articles. See, I just copied and pasted that one, and we already have this. So now I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to highlight the entire article, copy it. Remember, this is now what I actually believe. Even though it's the counterpoint article, if this is the point that I'm trying to make, if I'm claiming that animals do not have rights and they shouldn't have the same rights as humans, I need to make sure that I realize that that becomes my point article or my claim that I'm saying. So I pasted it. Going to change the font again. Times New Roman. Maybe. It's kind of slow. Sorry. Size 12. Just got to be patient with it. Remember, they're Chromebooks, not these. I mean, they're nice, but they're not super amazing things. They're not going to move as fast as maybe you want them to. Okay, then I'm going to put up here, instead of putting the counterpoint article, even though it is the counterpoint article, remember, this is my claim, so I'm going to put claim article and hit enter. Then I'll write animal rights, oops, not tights, animal rights, claim article. You're gonna want to go back and do the works cited page, and then you'll be all set. So works cited, come back up here, hit the cite button, take my author, notice how it's different, so it can't always be the same. Paste it, get rid of all of this junk, I guess, formatting, junk, formatting, it's all the same. Notice how it's gray, so I got to make sure it's black font. Enter. Going to the second line, hitting enter, then tab. Going to the third line, hitting enter. Fourth line, enter. And now up at the works cited, I notice that Lee and Cushman are my authors, so I'm going to write Lee and Cushman. Okay. Now I'm ready to actually start reading all of my articles, probably the overview first, then the claim, then the counterclaim, and starting to look for evidence and highlighting. Okay? So whatever your claim is, even if it's listed as the counterpoint, you are going to label it as your claim. So whichever one you believe out of these two, so if you believe they deserve rights, this becomes your claim. If you believe that they don't have rights, that becomes your claim. Okay? And you're all set to start reading.